Welcome back to Popes and Pylons. Let's play some more Europa Universalis IV. We're playing as Gujarat. We're going for Keep the Flame Burning, which required us to flip over to Zoroastrian as a religion. And, of course, to take back our centers of faith and build up the monument Bakvatishka in Shiran. We are in what is hopefully our last war against non-Timmy people, although... Now that I say that, I think I sort of recently remarried these folks, which kind of makes me sad. But we are at 100 intimacy, so we didn't really waste anything there. It'll be fine. We're going to have to find a way to attack these folks, but surely that will transpire. We're at war with Bengal, who we just want a white peace, or, I don't know, get some cash out of it or something. We're beating up the Afghani and the Delians, so we have already taken some land from Sindh. I think the only people we care to take land from here really is Delhi. Sure, there's Afghani land I want, but they're not co-belligerent. I don't necessarily want to, invest in that right now. People left the coalition against us, which is great. It's certainly due to the fact that the AI recalculates whether it wants to be in a coalition or not. At the start of, well, not at the start of every episode. Well, essentially at the start of every episode, because it does that whenever you reload the game. And this is my first recording of the day. I often record exactly one game a day. This is such a day. Well, at least yesterday was such a day. I'm not quite sure what today is going to be. But that means I often reload the game every episode. And that means the AI gets a lot of chances to recalculate their coalition, and that's... Yeah, I don't want to call it cheating, but... No, I don't want to call it cheating. It's just... a bonus we're getting, I suppose, that we don't necessarily need to be getting, but there's nothing you can do about it. At least I don't think that there is. State it, core it, bop it. We can finally take that Miltech. We almost certainly should. Yeah. Yes. I don't think there's anything I need to use it on anyway, right? I mean, no, it's tech. Tech o'clock. Now, I could upgrade to to Polygar infantry. But I think I'm gonna wait at least until these Afghani are out of sight, because I don't want to take a battle with no morale. And swapping out my infantry would set all my infantry to no morale, and infantry is essentially all I have. So there's that. Now what's this battle? That's interesting. Oh, we did see a war against Human coming up. I just didn't realize it was Jampur in there. The Multani conquest of Garhwal. Well, I mean, if they want to snake their way around, they want to snake their way around. Who am I to judge, really? The way that these folks are running right now, though, I'm kind of tempted to hit... there's no need. If we're not fighting... RIP subject troops. If we're not fighting, then upgrading my infantry makes no difference. And if we're fighting, then upgrading my infantry will hurt me, almost certainly. So I'm gonna be a bit, have a bit of presence here, be threatening until we can piece out the Afghani folks. Subject actually doing a good job at beating up that small Bengali stack there. The big ones are gonna rip them a bit of a new one, unless we can piece out the Bengalis, which we can. We can't take anything, but I think this is fine. I think I don't mind not taking stuff. We'd be looking for some cash money, like war reps, and some prestige. But honestly, I'd rather have peace. And there's no real alliance I want to break. Yeah, I mean, sure, the one to Brahmanis is annoying, but it's fine. So for peace, white peace, smear for themselves, get away. And the reason I didn't go for any tiny gains there, like a bit of money or something, is that you need at least 10 war score to make demands. I feel like I didn't have 10 war score. Actually, what I checked was the difference in willingness. So we didn't have 10 points to spare in... what are they called? I didn't have 10 reasons to spare. That doesn't necessarily mean that we didn't have 10% war score. I didn't actually check the right number there. It's fine. Wouldn't have been able to take much, but there might have been some money ready for the taking there that I missed out on, like a few ducats. Which obviously is not optimal. I think once we get the siege of Kandahar here, we should be able to piece these folks out. And then piece out the Delians for all their worth. Which, I mean, Delians. How much can they be worth? We also have these small folks here. I forgot about you. It's a bit unfortunate. I could have done something with them, but now the Janturi are going to take control, and that is going to disallow doing anything with them. No, you actually don't want peace. Maybe we don't need a separate piece there. Maybe we just piece out the folks right now. For all the things that we have claims on. Which is actually a decent amount. Oh wait, also taking Kandahar there. I mean... and nobody really cares except for Hormuz. I think that's fine, actually. Now, do I want to make them for like a humiliate? Because if I do, I need to take a little less. Kind of tempted to do so. Like, not take Kandahar, which would also reduce our aggressive expansion by quite a bit. Yeah, Hormuz now isn't even on the list. Because we paid double AE for non-co-belligerent land. And then I should be able to say humiliate and even war reps. War reps. And honestly, that does seem pretty good. Except for this interface not working, as always. Here we go. Gonna need some admin to core it, but we almost have the admin to core it. Get some prestige, get some AE, sure. Overextension 28%. Just make sure that that doesn't break our neck. It does not. Good enough for me. Yeah, I could wait and try to optimize here, but that's really no point. Or is this the other war? It's probably the other war anyway. Yeah, this is not even my war. This is fine. This is fine. I demand it. We did have to give some of our power protection to the John Puri there, but that's alright. We got to plus 100. Pretty good. Core as much as we can. Get folks to places where they're probably gonna have to suppress a little. These folks were already suppressing. You... We actually be able to walk there? I don't know that I have military access. No, I don't. Clearly don't have military access, but you're locked into walking there. That's slightly unfortunate. But I can just have you folks being Korvar and you, I don't know, somewhere else. It'll be alright. Now I'll swap over to new guns. And the question is, as always, do we go with the more defensive option or the more aggressive option? So the difference is between a defensive fire pip and an offensive morale pip. So the two Fangchis will be good if we think we have better morale modifiers than our enemies. I don't remember that we have any native ones. This is combat ability. So we don't. We have 10% from the idea, the policy. Don't get anything quantity, so I think we just have the plus 10%. But I suppose we can give it a quick gander in the country modifiers list. Morale of armies. 38.2%. Field priests and soldiers prayer books. Which I think is the idea. The policy. Then there's power projection and army tradition. Both of which we're pretty good at, so other people are going to be worse. I think we're fine taking the offensive morale pip here. It does mean that we lack a defensive fire pip. But it's only fire, it's not the age of fire yet. think we're fine taking the 2 factories here. They're just 2 factories. I mean, how can you be so factious? It's my lord. Can any person be so factious? No, I have no idea what I'm saying either. Take unrest into our own hands over here. Have a look at whether that's already a -5. It is not quite a -5. Let's add a few more folks, but let's get the lead over here because I have something special planned for you, 17,000 folks, because you are going to be drilling. Oh, you're going to be drilling, all right. Down goes the potential rivalry with the Delians. I mean, it's to be expected. They were already at the edge, and we hurt them a tad. Now I'll have you suppress. No. Oh, because you're moving. Fine. Why are you moving? I don't know, but you are moving. Now, let's press over here. This is not going to be enough to give us a -5, I'm sure. Quite a bit, no. So let's add a few more folks. Okay, I'll add these completely. I was thinking I might be able to send some of these over to the drilling party, and I mean, we might be able to do that still, but only minuscule amounts, and I don't want to do the micromanagement required. I also don't want to take the attrition here and just Salmer. Let's go to Patan and do our work from there. Work from home. We are at peace. We should check our estates, and indeed we can click some estate buttons. I want to summon the diet. You want me to have a manufacturing to Salmer. Not at all opposed to many factories, but I don't know if the one in Mr. Salmer is any good. Also, I don't know if I can build it yet. Seems like a no to me. Wouldn't be good, and I can't build it. So that's a pretty big no. This would give me 50 admin, which I like, but it requires me to own a province in Desh, which is against Bahmanis, which I don't necessarily want to do right now, because we want to go north and east. Otherwise I would. Or we get 25% or more trade power on the Comoran Cape, and we gain some loyalty and a half-price level 3 trader. Now the Comoran Cape. Is that an actual trade node, or is that a province? It is probably a province. Comoran Cape. Yeah, it's the Coromandel trade node. Well, we already have 10% trade power. Now, I could send my fleet there to help, but I don't know that that would be enough. What are we looking at? We have... Where am I even in that list? There we are. Gujarat. We currently have 54.4 points of trade power. Not helped by our extension, so this could go up a bit. 54 points is 10%. I need 25, so I would be looking at another like 70 points of trade power that I need to apply. Every trade ship, I believe, is 2 trade power, but we can check what we're getting right here. From light ship 64, we're actually pretty close. Is this pre-multiplier? Yeah. I mean, it has these multipliers in it, but not the 43% trade power multiplier we have here. So, actually, it's somewhat close. I think I'll try to go for this one. Cost me a bit of money in the interim. But as soon as I have my cores in, I'll go and try to remember to send my fleet to the Cape. You know what, I'm just going to send it right now, even though it's going to cost me cash money. Because this way we should be able to... Well, we already have our fleet down there then, for when it's needed. Is the thing. Now, speaking of fleet, I should have a big enough fleet these days to build a flagship. And adding a flagship with a trade route map should do wonders for the whole thing. Now, where do we best build a boat? 532 days, pretty 518 days in Gujarat. Okay. Yeah, so it's 500. It's not going to actually take 518 days because we're not going to build heavy. But I want the place to best build it. Alright, I think I go with my normal setup. I go with a light ship for that extra trade power, and because we don't really care about combat, I'll go with the trade route map because that's why we're getting it. I'll go with fleet morale because that's good, and engagement with because that's good. Multipliers for the whole fleet. Not the other things. The movement speed is not too shabby, but really this is what I'm looking for. It's gonna be an expensive boat, but that should get us the mission done, I think. And having it is always good. It'll pay for itself. I do not think I need to keep my influence over Bundelkhand, so I'm gonna cancel that. They're already my subject. What about the Mohobans? Not quite there yet. Sistan. Do we have like a million cores on Timmy? Not a million, but you have 2. What about that terrible cores? Terrible cores. Do I have maybe somebody sitting in here? Ah, it's Baluchistan. Everything here is Baluchistan, so I don't want to use that. Kind of looking for somebody to use for a big chunk of expansion into Timmy. Kerman. Nah. Khorasan. I think there's a ton of Khorasani cores, right? Yeah. I think getting a Khorasani province in the first war against Timmy, releasing Khorasan there, and then using that to do a huge chunk of Timmy the next war, that sounds great. Want to do that. And by breaking the alliance, so Timmy will just happen to have a free diplomatic relations slot for another vassal. Quick check here whether anybody's decent is interested in allying me. Nothing big and green here. Maybe somebody on the verge. No. Here's some Kaifa though. Oh, there's somebody. I don't think I need another big ally, but it's good to have against the coalition ideas that people are getting sometimes. Oh, we're gonna give up on Timmy, right? They were already coalitioning us with Timmy as our ally. Granted, while we had war, but still. And so it's not super great. To lose that ally. I just noticed that I forgot to press this button, and I will take more your land. I'm sure there's some sort of, I know there are reasons. These modifiers you get from the estates often scale with the amount of land they have, as do some of the privileges. But no. Give me that land. And I would spend some if there was a good privilege to grant, but I don't think there's anything I really want right now. I already got the monarch points once, that's really for the ones I can't afford. Can never have too much manpower, so you get 1,000? Come on. I mean, gift horses and all that, but 1,000 is not a number game. Speaking of, I should probably milk my Timmy favors when I still have them. Right? Ooh, I could also break a Timmy alliance before we attack. I don't think this gives a trust. Oh, no, it gives a truce between the Timmys and Great Horde, but Not me, at least it doesn't say. I mean, we get a truce anyway because we're gonna have to break the alliance. So we get a 5-year truce either way. But something like this, before we go and break that alliance, might be a good thing. But we have a decent chunk of favors, right? We're sitting on 71, so I should probably just go and ask them for some soldiers. Oh, we have so much. How do you have so many sailors and not... Oh, probably because of quantity ideas, right? Do quantity ideas give more sailors? Forget. Because it's not something I would ever care about. No. Why do I have a 1,000,000 sailor gain and no naval force limit? That's weird. And rare. Oh, do I happen to have a ton of naval force limit right now and I just didn't realize? Not a ton, but a bit. I'll just well go and plop down some extra caravels. 1, 2, 3, 4, and come on, one more recent one, there we go, 5. I really don't like that build speed of boats is different in different provinces. That's just unnecessary micro. I don't like it. I can probably go and improve with the Bonilkani a lot more now that we're good friends. I can also sell them the institution, but I'm really not into that right now because they just spread it to other folks. And nobody can want that, can they? Well, I suppose everybody else would want that, but nobody in my position would want to do that, right? Right. We're not currently spreading it to anybody. That's very good. What is the rule for spreading colonialism? Nearby friendly. So Timmy would get it once we have it over here, as long as we're still friendly. Otherwise, I don't think many people like us. Which, yeah, Jean-Paul will get it and Timmy will get it. So those are probably people we should sell it to sooner or later. But not just yet. It's not even spreading there yet. Now, how do we go about dealing with Sindhi separatists? Not what I meant to ask, but it is what we have to do now. We're gonna get 11,000 rebels in Sewan, Mansura, or Narsapur. Sewan, Mansura, or Narsapur. All of which are dry lands. I have rebels sucking armies over here. That should be fine. Be fine. How are we doing on trade power down there right now? 20, we're pretty close already. Still have cores coming in for overextension reduction, and we have that flagship and the extra boats being built. And I can even bring the cogs that we have for a tiny bit of extra trade power. We should be fine getting that mission done unless something unforeseen happens, which certainly it won't, right? How would anything be unforeseen? We're so smart. So smart. How does August suspension look? I always get itchy when I'm in a war. It's just like, how could I not be? Timmy actually kind of cares. Which is not the worst thing, but the Mamluks are a thing. Once we eat into Timmy, who are Sunni, will annoy the Mamluks quite a lot. And so spending some time here reducing risk expansion seems like a good thing. Sawan doesn't have a thing going on yet, and it does need to be converted. Now, these folks are peeved already. But I mean, what can you do? Get more peeved. Well, there's no way the Mamluks like me at some point. Well, actually, they don't hate me all that much. Let's see if we can't play nice with Mr. M over there. That would solve my problem with the extra ally. They also seem to be very powerful. Look at that. There's Mamluki in Anatolia. They were into the Ottomans. And Syria is a thing. So I don't even have to be super afraid of getting dragged into war against Mr. O. That sounds great. Core. And state and core. What does that mean, say, for my... Wait, how do you go down in current trade power? I mean, I suppose somebody... No, I don't know where 24%. We are the 1%, or where is the 1%? You could swap to hostile trading, but why would I? I'm gonna stay on maximized profit for sure. There are those extra boats. My flagship should be among them, right? Not sure. Maybe it's the one that took longer to build. Still being built over there, and yeah, the flagship Ahmadabad. But you can already help me maybe get that mission done. And if not, the flagship should take care of the rest. Sekawanti Dunda Churu, but also Narsipur and Mansura. Yeah, let's do these first. Because they're gonna rise up anyway, and we don't have to worry about their unrest in a few moments. 2 base production, excellent. Wait, was that just an event, or was that the completion of the... No, it wasn't the agenda. Why did I just get 2 base production? Was it just... I'll take it. I should have read what was happening there. It's just like, yeah, sure, I'll have it. There we go. Got it done, and we get a half price level 3 trader, which we'll immediately use to turn into a bunch more Diplo power, which, you know, is... Could argue that it's not the most important set of monarch points we could ever have, but hey. Now, I think I'll make a lot more money if I go back to Gujarat, but let's have 1 month of a look here, because we just got that new trader. See how much money we're getting from trade right now. 25.26 ducats. I'm gonna grab you and put you on protecting trade in Gujarat. What did I say? 25 points something something. And on the next month we're sitting on 24. So actually maybe trading in Coromandel isn't the worst. Yeah. Okay. How much money is there in Coromandel? That's actually a decent chunk there. And our home trade power is already pretty good, so that doesn't not make sense. Let's go back to Coromandel, assuming that we go back to 25-ish ducats, and then I'll send my flagship to here. So it is slightly better to trade down there, which means I'll actually take all my boats, including my cogs here, merge, and then protect trade in Coromandel. Now, if I wanted to be absolutely efficient, I should merge these fleets manually, because the trade route map bonus only applies to ships in the same fleet. But they will auto-merge soon, and I really can't be bothered. Can be bothered to build them in the workshops, though. Sounds like a great idea. These main factories, not so much. It's an okay temple. And none of these are good. So, oh, did I ever... I never did I? Upgrade my center of trade in Surat. Now that I had the money, I just didn't. Okay. Well, money's gonna come back. It'll be fine. If I remember. At some point in time. How's trade money looking now? Making 26.57 ducats. Actually, right now, I don't think the flagship is paying for itself. But hey, can only get better in the future, right? Now, about that Timmy thing. Gujarat, yes. The thing with Timmy is that the longer I wait, the longer I have to wait. If that makes any sense at all. Neutral, too many relations. We're probably not gonna get the Mamluks to like me. But we'll see. I think I'll break the alliance to Timmy. My one thing is that I don't want Timmy to go in cahoots with the Mamluks, and with a rivalry to QQ. Okay, it's not essential because the Mamluks are rival to Castile, Poland, and the Ottomans, so there's sort of a neutral thing there still. It would be very sad if they would ally up. But I mean, how could I possibly stop that? How much do you like each other? Mamluks. KLM. Yeah, the big M dislike the Timmy a bit, even though they're historical rivals. And they want their stuff. It's kinda risky. Oof. Yeah, I turn money into admin points. Further delaying my send of trade. Which I don't like. You folks, you want to be part of that army. Please and thank you. Yeah, but I think we're not really. And we have some time, I suppose. 18 acres expansion, 2.6 down yearly, 5 years would be... Yeah, it's almost gone in 5 years. Yeah, I'll go and break with Timmy. Now, technically, I could keep their alliance alive to, say, the Horde. To reduce a slot. But... yeah, honestly, how big can the Great Horde be? How great could they possibly be? Will tell me here? It will. I'm not going to declare this war, I just want to see how many people we're talking about. It's 9,000. Oh, thanks for the summary. Yeah, I don't think I'm actually particularly afraid of that. I think Timmy can keep their Horde friends. Just so maybe they don't have a slot to ally somebody else. Stop currying those favors. Can I ask for any more favors? Nothing good, right? Be great if I could ask them for ducats so they can't use them to prepare for me. But they never have any ducats. I did turn it on in Mansoura, but I can't because you're currently under siege. Well, that's going to be done soon. So, I'm going to wait a moment here with conversion. Because I have the edict running here and I don't have the edict running elsewhere. I would like to not have any seek. Thank you very much. And then I go convert you. And now that unrest over here is done for, I will stop your this, detach these folks, and get you over to the drilling board. I don't have you around, so we can maybe have a general. What was I looking at? Right, you can ask for favors. I mean, ask for sailors. Not the biggest fan. I mean, I'd rather do something better. The royal marriage, though. I think we let you propose too. I don't really like the idea of losing the stability for breaking the royal marriage. Maybe we do have some more Timmy time in ourselves. We just get more powerful in India instead. Yeah, I think the marriage was just a mistake. Probably something that a lot of people are thinking. About their marriages, that is. If I were to go and fight the Bahmanese instead for my claims, for my sins, I could even ask a bunch of friends to come, and we're already more powerful than they are. Well, that's pretty decent. They have a lot of cannons and horses, but it'll be fine. before we put that cut in here, let's have a quick look. Just a teensy gander at what these things are. Subjugate Rajputana. Requires me to go into Jampur, which I currently kind of don't want to do. Although I would like to do it as a great, pretty great mission bonus. And also, I think we might be able to form Rajputana. Maybe not. Maybe you need to be like Hindu or Sind or something. Sind? Not Sind. Also not Sikh. Hindu or Sunni. Muslim. So I'm not seeing much Rajputana, so I'm not utterly into it. Also, there's no follow-up to subjugate Rajputana, so that's okay. Conquer Malwa, we already completed. Naval dominance requires us to be very, very powerful. We need to own Muscat. Yeah, it's a ton of ways away. So don't care. Surat we're gonna build up. And then... Do you just have these claims for no reason? Like, is there no mission that requires me to actually use them? Except for those up there. What about these southern ones? What do I get them for? Gondwana, Berar area. Yeah, there's no follow-up there. Interesting. This is Africa, okay. This is also Africa, obviously. That's something. Arabian ports. Yeah, I don't actually think I have to bother owning anything else. Okay. So I can just take land wherever. That sounds great. So maybe the Bahmani folks are going to be next on the chopping block. Or Garha, but they're again protected by virtually everybody. Look at that. Bahmanis, Jampur, Vijay. Essentially all of India except for me is protecting them. The Bahmanis, yeah, I mean Bengal tends to be a powerhouse, but they're not currently very, very powerful. Look at that Orissa in there. Take it. Oh, and the center of trade in Dhaka too. And Chittagong. You dogs, Orissa. Very nice. Anyway. Thank you folks for watching. If you like what you're seeing, as always, please do hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. If you have anything you want to say, then one of the places you can do so is the comment section. And it's actually a very good place to do so, because I do actually read what you say there, and I tend to respond to most of it. You know, unless I get distracted or something, which has happened once or twice. Thank you folks for watching, and see you next time.